What's going on, beautiful people? Welcome to the Beneficial Blerd Channel. I am your host, Jamal. I hope you all are doing well. In today's video or episode, I'm kind of going, I guess this is considered like a retro throwback. I used to like the show a lot when had to be in middle school because it came out in the late 1990s. Looks like 99 to 2001. This is Batman Beyond. Batman Beyond. If you don't know about Batman Beyond, it was, I guess, a spinoff of the original Batman animated series. You know, there's been so many different iterations of Batman, but in this version, it was a futuristic version of Batman. Fueled by remorse and vengeance, a high schooler named Terry McGinnis revives the role of Batman. Under supervision of an elderly Bruce Wayne, he fights crime in a harsh, futuristic Gotham. So this series, clearly, IMDb likes it. It gave it an 8.1. I like it. And again, this is like a flashback to my childhood. I think this show is dope. The intro is dope. And I wanted to watch this particular episode. It is episode 4 from season 1, entitled Gollum. I think this episode is really cool. And one of the reasons I wanted to watch it, because I think there are some nuggets in there. I like to, because I'm into nerdy stuff, of course, but because I'm into media and things like that, I think there's a lot of cool stuff that we can get from movies, TV shows, books, all kinds of stuff, because I think art is a tool to teach us things. And even in this show, in these 23 minutes, I think there can be a lot there. So I'm just gonna watch it, review it, and give my little nuggets of things that were revealed to me looking back on it as an adult. You know, I think the writing is great. I like the art style. Everything about Batman Beyond is really, really cool to me. So let's hop into it. So yes, the intro to the show is so badass to me. Like, it's just so dope. Look at this. Look how dope this is. Everything about it is just like, you know, futuristic and cool. The music in this part. Like, what? Come on. This show, oh my gosh. So many memories from the show. I love this show. All right, so to start off, we got this nerdy guy, and we got clearly the heartthrob. Pretty girl, blonde, platinum blonde hair.
Hi, Blade.
He's being mad creepy though.
Willie what? I'm in your robotics class.
Biogenic interfacing. I'll never get it.
Well, maybe I can help. Like, tutor you or something?
Tutor me.
Yeah,
Like, okay, I'm gonna have to pause it. So I feel bad because in this scene, this is clearly the nerd. This is clearly the nerd, right? William Watts or whatever his name is. He's clearly the nerd, and he really likes this girl. And he's instead of trying to just like ask her out or to be forthright or forthcoming, which is the issue with a lot of nerds, and a lot of, I would say this guy kind of can fall into an incel, right? And we're gonna, as the episode goes on, you'll see more of that. Instead of just being forthright and be like, hey, I like you, can I try to take you out or something like that? It just being direct. This kind of stuff, again, is creepy. And another reason why a lot of women don't even like blerds, don't even like nerds, also don't like men in general, because there's like also always like an ulterior motive. So he's clearly trying to use his nerddom and his intelligence as a way to like get in good with her by offering his services, which, you know, it'd be different if he was just like, oh yeah, you know, I do want to help you. But no, the music that they had playing, you could clearly tell like he has romantic feelings for her or whatever. He's dreamy. He's feeling dreamy about her. And so there's that ulterior motive. And that's not a good way to go. If you're going to be romantic with a girl, and this is things that I've learned from mistakes and stuff, just be direct. You're like, hey, I like you, and don't Don't try to use creepy ulterior motives to start a relationship, because that is not good. And that puts you in a bad light, because women don't want to be duped. They don't want to be taken advantage of. Just be straight, be a straight shooter. And I get it. It can be difficult, especially if you don't have that confidence. And clearly this Will Watt, the nerd character, doesn't have it. It doesn't have that confidence. He's in a robotics class, and this is like, as we'll see in the episode, she's like one of the prettiest girls in school. And right now her boyfriend's coming up, I think. So, but let's keep going.
Hey, Blade. Sway outfit. It'd go great with my car. Don't you think?
Bullies.
Blade, about that tutoring thing.
Tutoring? Does this mean you're gonna start doing homework now, too?
I never said that.
Good. Then let's go for a ride.
Right now. Just like that.
I'm a spur-of-the-moment guy.
But I like a little warning.
Shout out to Blade. But clearly these guys are like fighting for her. You got the jock, stereotypical jock character. Then you got the nerdy guy. And Blade is like, I like things done my way. So she's flexing on him with her her pretty girl privileges. She's like, sure, you trying to get me in the car. I ain't doing that. You just not throwing me in that car. You can't just pick me up like that. I'm a lady. I got classy girl. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the DMV classy girl go-go song. And obviously, look, this is what we got here. We got the nerdy guy in the back. He's clearly angry, upset that this jock dude came in, muscled him out of his potential romantic interest, even though the nerd wasn't very clear about his romantic interest. Obvious difference between the jock jerk kind of character and the nerd. To my fellow nerds, I understand that it can be difficult to be direct and to be clear and to be brave, but we have to be brave. We have to be brave. I'm grateful for my wife, and I am not out in the field. I'm not doing anything like that. But for advice, just be brave. Okay, that'll give you points, lots of points. If you just hold on to your confidence, lean into your blurreddom, lead into your geekdom, and just be confident. Don't be a creep. Don't try to like backdoor your way into a girl's heart. That is not the way to go. And yeah, don't be the jerk who's just trying to like use power over her. Neither one worked in this situation.
I'll think about it. But I might have other commitments.
How about a ride home?
She said she didn't want to ride.
Wasn't talking to you, twin.
Dang, just beating them up.
Now look what you did. You almost scratched it.
Lay off him, Nash. Don't you have anything better to do?
It's our boy Terry McGinnis.
I don't know. Are you?
He's not worth it. But you are, McGinnis. Someday.
So they both play on sports teams. Again, jerk.
Move those sluice beams to the first story and watch your port. Keep that golem steady. You hear me?
I copy, Frank. I copy.
Frank's a jerk.
Yeah, that's it. Keep her steady.
So what are you gonna do to the guy who did that? No wonder they walk all over you. I told you, Willie. Someone pushes, you push back.
Yeah, like that'll work.
Ah!
You listen to me. I'm not raising no wuss.
Uh-oh.
Will you keep it straight?
All right, so I think that was interesting. This interaction between Willie and his father. It's clearly his father. In this situation, when I was looking at this initially, I was like, oh, this is kind of toxic masculinity, patriarchal, fathering happening here. The dad is really focused on his job, honestly, and seems to have anger issues, which sucks, but it's very common in men, kind of like being overly aggressive, being a little too much, even to his employees, but more specifically towards his son, like not good. Calling him, pretty much saying to him, like, trying to give him advice on how to deal with bullies and how to deal with confrontation. And sometimes, physical violence can be the answer. Other times it's not. And I think majority of the time it's not. But, he's trying to communicate, you need to stand up for yourself or people are going to walk all over you. But you know, I think the toxic part is him calling him a wuss. If this was like a more adult version of a show, it might call him other names, you know, to dehumanize him, you know, usually misogynistic terms, to try to goad young men into being strong and powerful. But, you know, we see this dynamic here. You got the nerdy kind of weak kid. He's being raised by this father. To the best of my knowledge, he's like a single dad, single father. You know, he's like, I don't want my son to be no punk. So you need to, you know, fight back. You need to not be a wuss. You need to stand up for yourself, which again isn't necessarily bad advice, but how you go about it may not be the best thing. And I think that's interesting because in a lot of situations, instead of trying to support or properly equip young men, we kind of just force them to be reckless and to automatically turn to violence and automatically turn to dangerous ways of dealing with our issues, which is a problem, you know, which is a problem. We need skills to be able to deal with confrontation, to deal with conflict. And there are mature ways of doing that. But I think in a lot of situations, the default, particularly for men to younger men or younger boys, isn't necessary to use our words or to de-escalate things. It's like, nah, they push you know, punch them back, fight back, like automatically just get into the brawl of it. And again, there are situations where that may be necessary, but majority of the times it's not the case. Again, we have these dynamics, right? We got this father that's, we'll just say for now, toxic, masculine, kind of overbearing, super hyper aggressive, hyper masculine father. We got Willie here, who's nerdy, geeky, not like his dad probably at all, who's interested in a young lady at his school, and he's fighting for her heart in a weird covert kind of way with a jock bully at his school. And so I'm sure he's feeling powerless right now. He's feeling weak. He's clearly, like the way that they have him drawn here, there's shame there. He's not feeling himself. He's feeling weak and defeated, which is starting to set up for, you know, what's to come in this episode. Let's keep it going.
You listen to me. I'm not raising no wuss.
And he doesn't even think, you know, standing up for himself will
Keep it straight.
actually benefit him.
I want you to take care of this, Willie. You hear?
How am I supposed to do that?
Hit him where it hurts. You figure it out.
Dang, not even helping him. Just giving us advice. Fight him back. Hit him. Get him where he hurts.
Was right there before I took my break.
Golem?
Galvanic lifter machine, GLM, Golem. It's a robot, 2 stories tall, 13 tons, and this jerk loses it.
Hey,
Wait, see,
that's enough of that.
then talking about the
This
dad,
thing is
you got a high head, man.
They couldn't have taken it too far.
I'm sick of them all. How about a ride?
Yeah,
You like that car more than me.
why you keep trying to get her in her? Oh, snap. Nasty.
Jeez.
Look. How that dude? He's just a second ago. He's trying to get all freaky, nasty, naughty with the girl and trying to get her in the car, or so he says. You know, he was like, "You love that car more than I do." He's like, "Who's talking about the car?" He's slipping in all this inappropriate talk, this inappropriate language in these children cartoons. Anyways, he not at all being a protector at all. As soon as this big old joint come up, he just straight left. he didn't even look at her, yo. He just bounced. Hold up, let me go back. He just left. Look at this joint. Jeez. I mean, real talk though. Like, if I'm seeing a giant robot, I don't know. They said it was 2 stories tall. So that's like the size of a house. Big metal giant is coming around, kicking stuff. Everybody else is running. At least you would say, "Hey, girl, let's go." Like, pull her arm or something. But nah, he's jeez.
Wait!
Why they always make the girls run like that? Oh, and she falling. I will say, okay, sorry, this is a little pet peeve. So it's the future, right? Okay, so he already had like, let me go back. Look at this. Look, why why is the remote control for this joint so big for his car? That's a TV remote. What? Even our fobs are not that big. Why is this remote for his car so big? I don't understand. And then why he got to use sorry. Why he got to use a key card to get in his car? We don't even need that. Like, what? This is supposed to be like super far in the future. You got giant robots walking around. But he still need a key card to get in his car, and he walking around with a remote. Look at that. What's happening here?
Hit him where it hurts.
Crushing his car. Crushing, man. He had like 3 more payments on that joint. Blown. His insurance is not going to cover that. Then of course Batman coming in, trying to regulate him stuff. But I mean, he is the hero, so he's got to fix that. Because it's a giant robot going around causing havoc. Look at that, pulling down support beams. What is? Come on. I mean, he did kind of jack him up right there. Oh, she's running. I do think Batman Beyond has like the coolest Batman suit though. He's got rocket boots.
Gotcha now, stupid little bat.
So, the best of my knowledge for why this happened is he has like a neural link, you know, jumping into the geek bag. He has a neural link with the robot, so it messes with his head.
My hero.
She called him out. He just abandoned me. So technology's all messed up. Burned him up. But I think it's interesting that in this situation, what Willie did was he got something bigger and stronger than him to try to fix his problem. So he was using power to try to, again, deal with the issue. Because his dad told him to deal with it, right? He told him he had to handle it. And the advice was to hit him where it hurts. So he got a big old robot to cause damage, right? But I think a lot that happens a lot of times, especially, wow. So he's got issues. But that can be the case, you know, whether it's giant robots or actual firearms. Sadly, we see that in the case with a lot of the mass unalivings that have been happening so often in our community. You have guys who feel weak, feel powerless, feel like they've been picked on and don't want to be around. They try to find other sources of power to fix their problems. I think advice that's given from dads like this, or even just society and ideas, is just, go and fight your battles this way, get a lot more power, and just inflict pain or chaos on other people to get your way. Puts us in a really bad spot and bad situation sometimes. And when you are feeling like a Willie kind of character, let me rewind a little bit, that you're being picked on and you're not getting what you want, you turn to violence. You turn to other forms of power to try to deal with it. Look at it. Look at the house that they're living. This joint is huge. What? Anyways, but that's, again, not the mature way to handle it. Again, I understand. Sometimes, yeah, you got to put pause on people. I understand. But that's not always the best answer, especially if it's an issue that can be handled by just talking it out. And it's difficult, especially if you haven't been given the tools to do conflict resolution or to handle issues that way. But those are things that we need to work on, especially within our community, and especially as men. There's got to be other ways to fix problems, to handle issues, instead of turning to violence and turning to having to exploit power to cause harm to other people. So, I mean, I find that interesting. In this Willie character, you got a Revenge of the Nerds, where he's fighting back and trying to use his power. In this case, it was a giant robot. In other cases, it could be weapons, it can be money, whatever it is, to try to get what you want. And that's not cool. Willie getting upset with his pops.
Another example of technology gone bad.
When I get my hands on a jerk who stole that golem, I'm gonna make him sorry he was ever born.
Maybe he already is.
What was that?
I hate you, Dad. Sorry.
Come on, baby. You know I care about you. I thought you were right behind me.
Boy, you did not.
By about 100 feet.
Look at that.
Big, brave Nelson. I might as well go to the dance with a twip like Willie Watt.
Ooh.
Ugh, Willie.
Okay, so see, this is the issue.
Busy Saturday night.
You talking about the dance?
Wanna go or not?
Yeah.
Willie getting excited. Up, touching his arm. Willie just lost it. She touched him. Uh-oh.
Think I'm gonna let some twip take my girl?
Yeah, watch out for the bullies. Oh, look. Ain't no... Oh, there you go, teacher. Check out that dude's beard.
Relax. You're saved. For now.
Look at... What? Yo. This kind of stuff. Oh, man. Being bullied is not fun. It is not cool. I have been bullied before. But the way that they depict this joint in the show is... Ugh. You can't. But a bigger issue is... In this situation, again, I think a lot of what's happening here with Willie is things that will feed in to creating kind of incel characters or woman haters. So obviously we see as the viewing audience that Blade is, she clearly likes the jock guy, but because he was being a jerk and actually not being a protector, because all men are supposed to be protectors, she's like, you know what? You're actually a lame, and I wanna make you feel bad, and I might as well go to the dance with a twit like Willie Watt. And so she's actually using Willie to get back at her boyfriend. I guess I'm assuming that they're actually boyfriend and girlfriend or whatever. That's wrong. That's problematic, and that's like, I think when a lot of red pill incel guys start to get negative thoughts because you have these stereotypical stories or representations of women that they're just manipulative and they actually don't want the nerd. They want to be with the jock, but they're just going to use the nerd for whatever. One, this is a fictional story. I get it. Stereotypes are based off of things that could have and probably have happened. But we can't let situations like that completely define our future and how we should be navigating through life. That's just not the way to go. So if this has ever happened to you, I'm sorry. But we do have to heal and get over it and keep moving. But yes, in this situation, Blade trying to use Willie's heart, using her pretty privilege to stick it to this guy. I can't remember his name. I know they just said it, but I can't remember. But the jock. She's trying to stick it to the jock. It's not really a good look. And the thing, like, Willie is not feeling it. He didn't even, like, talk to her. He just walked away.
Wanna go or not?
Yeah.
Great. Call me.
You know what? I'm sorry. Before he gets beat up again. Whenever stuff like this happens in movies or in TV shows and you know, they're like, yeah, I'll call you. Is there just like a phone directory? How does he have her phone number? How did Willie Watt get her phone number? She clearly doesn't like him. There's got to be a general school directory that you're just looking up people's numbers. And if that's the case, that's not safe. I thought this is the future, but I don't know. Let's keep going.
Relax. You're saved. For now.
The smack. I'm sorry. And look at you. Willie got superpowers now. And you just smacking people around.
Hey, Willie. You all right? Yeah, I'm great. Just great.
Those are some of those characters you got to look out for in real life. Hanging out in the sewers. What's going on? Also thought how they depicted the Jokers or Joker in this version of Batman Beyond was pretty cool.
Didn't nobody ever tell you not to come to Joker territory without some kind of tribute?
I got something for you. A joke. All right, then. Make me laugh. What's 2 stories tall and eats jokers? What? Him. You're not laughing.
And see, the thing is, having power like that
I knew you'd come. It's like you're part of me.
can start to get to your head. You know, it's the saying, like, complete power or total power corrupts totally or something like that.
This is so slamming. I have you, I have Blade. From now on, everything's going to be different.
I have you, I have Blade. She just asked him out on a dance, but he got her now. See? That's that creep stuff.
Willie,
Yes?
your hand.
See?
Sorry.
I thought you had it. Now she's being made fun of. Because she's hanging out with the nerd.
Knock it off, Reno. Can't you see how miserable she is?
How miserable she is.
I do, really. I can't tell you how sorry I am for acting the way I did. Give me another chance, baby. You won't be sorry.
I would, but Willie.
I'll take care of him.
Panties.
Come on, Willie boy. We gotta talk. You had your fun. Now get real. Blade's too hot for a twip like you. Be
Too
smart
hot.
and step aside.
No,
I'm trying to be generous here, Watt.
I don't need your generosity.
So wait, I'm trying to understand why, whatever his name is, the jock, he got to get his 2 other friends to come and punk Willie. He was just smacking him. he was just smacking him around, you know, not too long ago. But now he need backup to go and threaten. Willie is like 3 times smaller than him. Jocks, I don't know.
Yeah, you do.
What if he couldn't swim? That's like attempted murder. Bad guys laugh like that. You know it's a problem when glasses do that. When they get them frosted like that. Slow down to the carnival.
Oh no.
Sorry,
Oh, it wasn't that. Look.
What, Willie?
What are you looking at, Twip?
Come on, Willie.
See that look right there?
Carry
Right, hold
on,
on.
take you home.
I don't need.
See that right? See? This is what happens. You get pushed to the edge. He got access to some power, and now stuff about to go down. Look at Willie's face. Look at him. We can go back just a little bit. See that? See that face? That's that revenge of the nerd stuff right there. That's the problem. He is not happy, and that's the scary stuff that people be talking about, you know. And this is why conflict resolution and other problem-solving skills are necessary instead of just automatically turning to violence. Like, I'm joking, and I'm like, you know, using this show as a commentary. But sadly, this is a reality. Whether you want to call them incels or geeks, nerds, or whatever people, or, you know, guys that are just kind of ostracized or whatever, who are being picked on by other people or feel rejected from society. They end up like this. Clearly, you have Terry McGinnis and his girlfriend, I can't remember her name, trying to, you know, show kindness to him. But it's just the 2 of them. Like, even his dad isn't really supportive of him. This is an issue. I understand that there are a lot of men who are like that, who really just need genuine good friends. And this reminds me of a movie that I did a review on some years ago now. It's called Chronicle. And it's pretty much the same way. In the movie Chronicle, Andrew, I think was the main character's name. But he was having issues. He was having a lot of issues. And he started hanging out with some jocks. And he got access to some power. And that power corrupted him. And he had a dad that wasn't very loving and all this stuff. All these different situations. Very similar to this episode of Batman Beyond. And it went too far. Sadly, I think a lot of guys who don't get the attention that they need, who don't get the social tools, they don't get equipped with the appropriate social tools to deal with conflict, to deal with stuff like bullying or whatever, they wild out. They wild out like Willie. And it's a problem. And I think even within our community, even though there aren't as many cases of mass unalivings that are related to school, you know, school mass unalivings, with those who are fairer skinned than us, there are a lot of guys who turn their anger and their fear and their pain out into other avenues. A lot of times is bashing and being violent towards women. It's not good. We gotta address this stuff. And I mean, and if you are hurting, if you are in pain, this is why therapy is important. This is why counseling is important, to try to deal with this kind of stuff. Because wilding out like Willie is not the way to go.
Come on, Willie. Terry and I'll take you home.
I don't need your help. I don't need anyone's help anymore.
Getting juiced up. Super Saiyan.
Let go.
Nelson. Look at that. She was trying to help him, and the homeboy just pushed it to the side.
Thanks.
Don't mention it.
Again, I guess everybody just knows how to swim in the future, which is a good thing.
You should have stayed out of it, Batman.
Willie!
Why? Terry be getting his butt kicked, yo.
Stop it. Right now.
And so now at this point, sorry, let me pause it.
Willie, what are you...
At this point, the dad who's been overbearing and toxic masculine or whatever over his son, not really caring about him at all, just telling him like, fight back, do your stuff, whatever. He's upset, one, because he stole his work's equipment or whatever, but also he messing up stuff, right? He's a criminal technically at this point, but it's not working. All that mean, overbearing, iron fist isn't working on his son right now. His son is too far gone. There is no love, no compassion, no nothing. Just still trying to just force him to do what he wants him to do, and it's backfiring.
What are you doing?
Who's the wuss now, Dad?
Dang, look at that. Calling his dad a wuss. It's that exchange, that movement of power, which is an issue, Power can be used for good. Like Batman is trying to use his power to stop bad. Or power can be used in a way to cause harm to other people.
How are you doing this? With supreme satisfaction.
That's a good line.
But he's your father. Not for long.
Dang. A lot of anger and rage there.
Jump! I can't swim!
Oh.
Terrific.
Everybody else can swim except the dad. That's hilarious. Oh no. This show is so good. Taxes just went up even more. That's crazy.
Come back.
Willie's crying over the joint because it's the only thing that
Talk to him.
had his back.
I have a feeling you won't be seeing him for a while.
Yeah, sure caused a lot of trouble. Guess that means he ain't no wuss anymore.
So, why? He was just threatening your life, sir. He has caused all this damage and all this problem. And you feel like this is a moment for you to be proud. Your son's getting ready to go to jail for a very long time. And you're proud that he has been reacting in a very extreme manner to defend himself and to cause harm to other people. And the only thing you can say is, I guess that means he ain't no wuss no more, right? What? Sir, he is a monster. He is turned into a villain. Quite literally, Batman had to come and stop him. But you're proud of that? You're about to lose your son. And only thing you're trying to hold on to is that your son ain't no wuss. It didn't have to get this far. But you're going to lose your son because this kind of belief and this kind of perspective is what you thought was the right way of how to handle issues. Because clearly he had an anger issue too. He was raging out on coworkers and other stuff. It's just a repeated cycle. It just maximized and intensified in his son. All that damage.
Completely dismantled. As for the young thief, he's been sentenced to 3 years in a county juvenile facility.
Change the channel, Twip.
In other news,
I want to watch
things
wrestling.
are looking up for Gotham's home team. And now with the weekend weather outlook.
What the?
Told you, can't trust them. Get them eyes like that. I think the show is great. I think there's a lot that we can see from that. Little things that break down and that can be associated and related to real life. Pride will mess you up. And for the case of the dad, you know, him trying to be proud about his son, even though his son was doing toxic stuff, is not good. Abuse of power is a really dangerous thing to do. And also, like, we need to understand and develop the appropriate skills to be able to deal with conflict and deal with issues. Or we will develop characters like Willie, who are incels and really damaging to our community and to our society. But it actually takes time and energy to mentor and love young men, young boys who really need extra attention. Because one, you know, dealing with bullies is one thing, but being a toxic influence in somebody else's life, that sucks too. But thank you all for joining me in this blast from the past, I guess. I plan on doing some more reviews of this, whether it's cartoon episodes or other videos or movies. So I appreciate it. If you enjoyed the channel, please subscribe, and I will see you all in another video very soon. Let me know what you think, what you thought about the show. Do you even like Batman Beyond? Again, it's a classic to me. I enjoy it. But thank you all for watching. I'll talk to you all later. Peace.